Well, let's take a look at the Astro Blast Power Center with 4 Astro Blast rockets. I always wanted one of these when they came out way back when. I got the first Astro Blast, which I've already made a video on. It's the one that has the tower that you hit to launch the rocket up. This one you actually can pump it up and store an air charge in this tank and then pull this lever back to launch your rocket. That's pretty cool. Always wanted one of these, but I never did get one. I recently found this at a really cool store that's close to me, Mag Toys in Raleigh, North Carolina. So I was pretty happy to finally get this picked up and make a video on it. The unfortunate thing is the air chamber no longer holds air very well, so I'm not going to be able to do a launching video, but I'll get all the pieces out so you can see them and explain how it works. It basically launches rockets like the original Astro Blast. You're not hitting it with your hand, you're just pumping it up and launching. But it's still cool to see though. Now, I love the artwork on the box. Full color artwork. Mattel made some really great box toys back in the 70s and 80s. And of course, on the back here, it shows all the pieces of the Astro Blast Center. So we have our launch tube, the tower, the air chamber, our pump, the warning whistle right here. As you do the countdown, the whistle goes pretty cool. And then the firing lever. Pretty awesome. So let's open the box up and look at the unit itself. So here's what the toy looks like out of the box. Has a really neat conning tower here. What's really neat about it is you can slide up the little door right here to load your rocket in and then drop it back down. That's pretty cool. So you don't have to take the conning tower off in order to reload it and everything. You pump the unit up just like so. The little pressure gauge will go up to tell you how much power you have, how much air you have stored in the tank. And then as you do the countdown with the lever, it'll whistle this thing, and then when you hit the launch, boom, it'll take off. To reset, you push it all the way forward and then pull it back to the charge position again, and then repeat. Pump it up, put a rocket in, launch it up in the air. Another neat feature it has is the conning tower has a little gauge on it to show you the angle, so you can try to determine where you want your rocket to be shot by figuring out what angle you need to put this conning tower at to hit your target. That's a nice little addition that the original Astro Blast did not have. That is really, really cool. So let's take a look at the instruction manual. Pretty nice. It's black and white. Astro Blast Power Center instructions. Basically goes through, tells you all the pieces, how to put it together, how to launch your rockets, how to load your rockets. Pretty cool. How to launch. And of course, had a mail order form. You get extra rockets if you want them. And they came with a lot of different rockets. They're really cool little rockets. Let's look at those real quick. So the rockets came in a little plastic bag. And I noticed this little plastic bag has talcum powder in it. If you remember my video, and when I talked about this on the Toy Tune podcast, I used to put talcum powder on my rockets and down inside the tube so they'll launch better. Plus it makes a nice little white puff of smoke to look like exhaust. So I think it's kind of cool that Mattel started doing that with the second iteration of the Astro Blast. Now this comes with a lot of cool rockets. So here's our different rockets here. This one came with the original Astro Blast. This one was in the original Astro Blast too. So I got 2 of each of those. I made 3 different kinds of rockets. These gray ones are really cool. I like the gray rockets. So you got quite a few rockets with this set. It also came with a neat little mailing thing to send back to Mattel. If you had questions or concerns, or there was a problem with the toy, you can send back feedback. That is, I never remember seeing this before. This is pretty neat to see this in the box. So that's pretty cool. So yeah, that's the Astro Blast Power Center. A cool toy I wish I had when I was a kid. But it's freaking awesome. If you see one of these at a flea market and it's in working condition, it's a fun thing to pick up. It's a really fun toy to mess around with, and it looks really cool when you put it on display as well up on your shelf. So I'm really happy to have this in my collection to go with my original Astro Blast that I have. Thanks for watching.
Hey, there's Hasbro! Hasbro makes toys! What's new, Hasbro?
Pretty sneaky, sis.
Remember, you can tell it's Mattel. It's
Okay, let them go. Some of the great SSP racers for 72.
M-A-R-X spells Mark, world's largest toy maker.
Remember, every boy wants a Remco toy, and so do girls. And remember, if it isn't Duncan, it isn't Yo-Yo.